Good morning, everybody. This is one of my favorite parts of the summit where we present the Golden Funnel Award. And this is an award that has been around for over a decade now. And it's something that began without a lot of vision for where it would go, but the understanding that we needed to honor people and we needed to appreciate folks for what they've contributed and to in a field where sometimes there's not a lot of actual gold moving around. There's all this liquid gold and the golden award. So this was the creation of Kim Nace and her husband Mike Early originally to appreciate people who supported the Rich Earth project here in Vermont. And as we have moved along, it has grown into an award that recognizes people around the world. So a great appreciation to Kim for initiating this at the beginning, and appreciation for all of the donors, all of the awardees that we've had over the years. This is something. Next slide, please. That is presented every year in physical form. This is an actual award. It's an actual trophy. You can see Peter and Marianne Abel receiving it in the first year in 2015. Now this is an award that the trophy itself is now made by a great artist, Brian E. Morrow Cribs, who makes a handcrafted work of art every time. Wonderful creation, and I happen to have the great good fortune to be married to her, so that's a certain connection in there. But I think you'll see it's quite an object. So yeah, we've awarded it over the years to Peter and Marianne Abel, to Nancy Love, to Jay and Janet Bailey, Sean Schaffner, Ben Howard, Louise Raguet, some of whom are here today, joining us, continuing their dedication to urine diversion. Pat Lando, Will Tarpey, Tova Larson, and Jenna Senecal. And this year we have another awardee. This is someone who's been nominated. This process has now grown into something where we receive nominations throughout the year, and you are invited to nominate the next awardee. Anyone can nominate a Golden Funnel nominee. So please think about that and nominate folks who you think would be deserving of this award in 2026. So that brings us to today, 2025.
And before we announce this year's winner, I do want to say that there are now so many years that we've been awarding this that we don't really feel like we have time to explain the reason behind everyone that has earned this award. But it is all on the Rich Earth Summit website. So if you are interested in what Pat Lando or Will Tarpey or Tova or anyone who's received this award in the past are up to or have been up to, please check that out. And the Golden Funnel 2025 recipient is, drumroll please, do we have like a drumroll option out there? Matthew Lippincott! Are you with us, Matthew?
I am. Oh, wow. Thank you. You know, Julia told me she wanted me to be on for something this morning, and I kept looking at the schedule, wondering what the event was. And so, yeah, I'm overjoyed to be a part of this illustrious crew.
Yeah!
I guess you coordinated with somebody I know about this one. Oh my God, I have it here right here
There's been some very sneaky back channel conversations.
Oh yes, your parents helped too. So
wow, okay. Wow, people have been scheming behind my back. Well, thank you to everybody who supported this. So many people who have helped get me here. Want to thank Nancy Love and Julia Kavicki, everybody at Rich Earth, Kim Nace and Abe Noe Hayes especially, and Arthur Davis and Jamina, and all the people who inspired me to get started in this work, Laura Allen, who is here, and I wish I could remember more names. I'm early in the morning. I'm still working on my coffee. So thank you to everyone. And oh yeah, our whole EcoSan permitting group. So yeah, thank you so much.
Yay.
Overjoyed.
You, Matthew. We have a few slides of some quick retrospectives of some of your work to share with folks who aren't familiar. And I wanted to start with a quote from a podcast interview with a former Golden Funnel recipient, Sean Schaffner. Really encourage folks to check out the archive of Sean's podcast, Shit and Shame with Sean. We had a very fun interview with Matthew where you were talking about, I think, one of the things that makes your work unique, which is historical lens you bring to thinking about both technologies and regulations to help us think about how to redesign them for the future to be more sustainable and affordable. And that work, that perspective is also shown in your non-toilet related work with your creation of AirPup, which I encourage folks to also check out. You can find that online, which is a aerial photography balloon that Matthew created, as well as co-founding Public Lab, which is a organization that was dedicated to creating citizen sensing technologies. And I think the values behind both of these efforts also follow through to your EcoSan work in empowering people to take the data collection and understanding data and the design of systems and technologies into their own hands, and empowering people with your clear education and creative ways of communicating things to people. And one of the great education tools you've created is the Sewer Catastrophe Companion, which I still use in our tabling and outreach today, both to help people think about emergency sanitation preparedness, and also serves as an amazing guide to like the very basics of composting the solids from your own compost toilet. So it still is a really powerful education tool. And you also helped create Portland's emergency sanitation protocol as part of those efforts.
Yes, and so also to give some context to Matthew's contributions in the urine diversion world and the alternative sanitation world, Matthew he is really a regulatory superstar, as you may have gathered from the summit. He has taken on all the codes and regulations, and understanding them and identifying which ones we can apply pressure to or apply creativity to in order to get some motion and forward motion on urine diversion or other dry sanitation. So the Recode model code is an earlier work of Matthew's that is ecological sanitation in general. And then where my connection to Matthew comes in more is through the We Stand work on urine diversion and composting toilets in particular. And this is critical work that has now made its way into an appendix to the Uniform Plumbing Code. And or I may have said that wrong. Matthew is the one that keeps me straight on these, whether it's the IPC or the UPC. But I believe it's the UPC. And this is I got that right. Oh, good. And so this is Matthew was the driving force behind putting composting toilets and urine diversion toilets actually into a national plumbing code, and that has enabled all sorts of legitimacy and add-on modifications to codes and to regulation, and yeah, now moving into the IPC. Next slide, please. And then his work has spilled over or continued to connect to all the major national efforts on urine diversion in terms of the fertilizer side, getting fertilizer certified in multiple states. This is an effort that many people have been involved in, but Matthew really laid the groundwork and has been the mastermind behind much of that work. And working in Massachusetts, this critical work in Cape Cod, figuring out the path through the DEP. He's been the ringleader of the team that's been working there in terms of regulation strategy. And it's been paying off in dividends and allowing us to make steps we never would have made without the regulatory greasing of the skids to let that work go forward.
Yeah, thank you, Abe. And now we wanted to give a moment to pass the mic to Nancy. If there's a few words you'd like to share, Nancy, now's a good moment.
Yeah, I'll just take a minute because I know you're on a time schedule, but congratulations, Matthew, and thank you so much, because my place in here was getting to the point of realizing that as we were trying to innovate and move things forward, that we were hitting barriers that I had no experience in or knowledge. And everybody I talked to said, talk to Matthew, talk to Matthew, talk to Matthew. And so I went into this thinking, yeah, well, we'll bring on Matthew for a year and we'll fix one thing and it'll be done. And no, Matthew has been on this for over a decade and has a plan and a thought and a process and steps and stages. And I've learned so much from him, and I continue to learn, and I enjoy working with him. And I think I'm speaking for all of us, because Matthew, you've really helped get us much further along, and the momentum I think is really great, and we're really grateful to you. I call you the goat, and I thought that story yesterday was great because the goat like had to leave the house, but in this case, you're not leaving the house. I mean, you have you've really helped to bring our, I don't know if I want to call us an industry, but our initiative forward. And I think it's going to continue. So really grateful for all you've done and really happy that you're able to be recognized with the Golden Funnel Award.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And congratulations, Matthew.